They got his water saved up. He's shooting the first wave coming down the street. But see, on this day, people were just standing out there just looking at people. It was like, it had even kids up there like, what the fuck is this?
Well, it was being broadcasted, and, back then, radio was like TV. So people were like, stumbling on this thing by accident. And all you hear is like, you hear commotion in the background. They did special effects and everything where you're hearing like police reports. You're hearing people screaming and dying, getting killed by death rays.
You're talking about Orson Welles?
Orson Welles, yeah.
Orson Welles, that must have been in the 50s. It could have been, I'd say 50s. It could have been the 50s. That must have been like in the 30s, man, because Orson Welles was really young when he did it.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it made such a stir that it made news. It made headlines as far as at what had happened, because people honestly thought that there was an alien invasion going on.
Orson Welles like, you stupid motherfuckers.
It happened in 1938, Corey.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it did
October
happen.
October 30th, 1938.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm expecting a repeat of that with the zombie Holocaust.
Oh, I cannot wait. I'm surprised nobody's done. We should do that.
Shit, I ain't getting shot in the head going down the street acting like a fucking zombie. I almost killed somebody in the first place.
I'm surprised you stopped. I would have ran his ass over. I was like, oh, zombie!
Well, had he looked at me, I would have hit him. But I saw him from behind. Now, he turned around and had that green face. I would have put on the accelerator. Zombie!
Yeah. That would have been hilarious if you hit him. He started like getting up all slow, and I'm like, oh shit, he's a zombie, he's still alive. Back up on him, push it, boom.
Come out with my tire iron and beat his head in.
And you go, your car lands right in the middle of 6th Street, and you see all those zombies heading towards your car.
I just go through the whole crowd.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
I got them all.
I'm killing them. Cops are shooting at you. No, it's them.
I like get out the car. I saved the day. That'd make a good movie.
That would make a badass movie. I was a hero.
Dun dun dun.
Don't let him win. Damn.
I know we should write. You writing this down?
Yes.
All right. What else we got? Anything else you want to move on to before we?
Any Halloween? You think kids playing Halloween video games?
Man, I'm playing a Halloween video game.
What are you playing?
I am playing a game now called Dead Space.
Oh, you got that, huh?
Yeah, I went and got that.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, man.
It looks crazy. That commercial freaks me out.
People,
especially with that guy who comes around. Yeah, it looks like a retarded thing, like chasing after his ass.
Man, let me tell you something. For all you people who play video games out there, let me recommend some games for you real quick. If you can get a hold of a classic, now this is a PlayStation 1 classic right here. Silent Hill. The first Silent Hill. For those of you who don't know, I only bring this up because it's a movie. And that's how I'm relating this to this show. So everybody saw Silent Hill, the movie, but the first game, a lot of people say the second game, which is a better game graphically and gameplay wise, but the first Silent Hill, it's a trippy game, man, where the game opens up with you being killed. Because it's a nightmare sequence, being killed by these little murderous babies. And then through the whole rest of the game, you go to the city of Silent Hill. It's all foggy. You don't know what's going on. You're walking around, and the music isn't really even music. It's more like people beating on iron, like in gates and whatnot. Ting, 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 ting.
I love that music.
Yeah, I bought the soundtrack. Soundtrack freaks me the fuck out. I don't believe in ghosts and all that kind of shit, but my mind is so strong, man. If I play that music with the lights off, because I tried to do it, let me test my courage here. I put on that soundtrack, and I got up 5 minutes later and cut that shit off. cut off all the lights in the house. But you play a guy who's looking for his daughter. So you go to this city of this town of Silent Hill, which it's pretty much been taken over by hell, and you go between the town looking like a lonely ghost town to being taken over what looks like something out of Hellraiser. Everything turns to rust and blood.
I remember those nurses that look just creepy. They're all bending backwards and all kinds of crazy shit.
They're walking crazy. You go to the hospital to look for your daughter, and these nurses are in there just looking like they're being electrocuted, but they're walking towards you. And it's just, man, it is. And then the little babies, with knives. They look like little embryos, and when they come after you, they make noises like.
You know, it's always creepy. The sirens. When the sirens start going off in that town for no reason, and then all of a sudden the pterodactyl comes. Bites
Oh, yeah.
in.
Every
What
time-
were those
yeah.
things? Do they explain what those things are at all?
I can tell you this: the game was influenced a lot by a lot of imagery from a lot of things. They say Jacob's Ladder,
Yeah.
the movie Jacob's Ladder, Hellraiser, and a lot of things that were influenced by Stephen King stories. So the fog and the pterodactyl coming through was influenced by The Mist.
The Mist. Okay, there you
Yeah, and a lot of the shaken nurses and whatnot, that was Jacob's Ladder. And
Right.
so yeah, whenever it goes into Helltown, this siren goes off, and unlike the movie, you're pretty much all alone, except for like characters you spot throughout the game. So and like I said, just the feeling of loneliness is it just freaks me out, man.
go. Well, since you're speaking of original PlayStation, of course, I'm sure we both easily recommend Resident Evil. That
yeah.
game, I remember when I was watching you play it, and I was like, Corey, what the hell is this? Zombies. What? Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. Come on over and watch.
Let's do this.
Again,
And
Resident
then,
Evil has been turned into a movie,
yes.
but the game,
Unfortunately, it was turned into a movie. But no, the game is so creepy, and the atmosphere of that game, they get it so right. And it's like, there's times when you're just walking through a room, and all of a sudden a zombified dog comes crashing through, and I was leaping out. My head was hitting the ceiling.
I would bring people in, and I say, people be like, man, I don't want to watch you play no goddamn video game. Like,
Exactly.
just sit down and watch me play this one part here. And it never failed. Now, people who don't, if you don't know what Resident Evil is,
By now.
yeah, I don't
What's
know.
wrong
But,
with you?
but in the game, you play a group of people who are called to go to a mansion. You go to this mansion, everyone's dead. No, everyone's gone. You don't know what's happening, except that everything that was dead starts to come back to life. All these people in lab coats, and then you got these dogs who are dead, obviously, but they're coming back to life too. And there's this one scene where you're going down a hallway and it's quiet, and you go down the hallway beforehand, nothing happens, but on your way back, they go through the windows.
And the thing is, they have these huge windows that you see to the right, and when you're walking down, you don't think that. I mean, back then, those games, you don't expect things to come out from like the windows or the doors or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I think this game like revolutionized that as far as when they'd come crashing through, walking by a door, and then all of a sudden all those zombie arms would come out and grab you out of the blue. It's like, bleh, and that would creep me the hell out.
Yeah, no,
But,
it's a very the second game was more like the zombie apocalypse, but the first game was like a haunted house movie.
It was a complete haunted house movie.
Yeah, and it is really for people who play video games, you know the term survival horror. This is the game that coined that term survival horror.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe it wasn't. Somebody said that there was a game before that, but I know this game is what made it popular.
Right.
As a matter of fact, it says in the game, you have entered the world of survival horror. But the game I'm playing right now, man, Dead Space.
Yeah.
It's not as scary as people make it out to be. Like they say, it's going to really creep you out. You jump because things come out after you.
Yeah.
But it's a cool game, and they're making this into a movie. In fact,
they are.
In fact, they have a video coming out called Dead Space Downfall. It's an animated prequel to the game.
Wow.
And they say it's really bloody. They say
Yeah.
it's don't expect anything. It's better to rent it and watch it. It's nothing special. But they say the reason why it's animated is because if they tried to make a movie out of it, first of all, it would be expensive. Second of all, it would be an NC-17.
Yeah.
Because it's so bloody. Yeah. But in the game, what you play a guy who is part of this team you call to a spaceship. And when you get to and it's a mining spaceship called the Ishimura or something like that. I don't know. And it's huge. Spaceship is huge. So you get there.
Long dong ship, yes.
Yeah, it's a distress signal you're answering, and pretty soon nobody. When you try to communicate with it, you get no answer. So you get there, and of course everybody's dead, and you don't know what blood is all over the walls and everything. Now you see all these dead bodies everywhere. But what starts to happen is a few of the bodies start to come back to life, and they're not coming just back to life, but they're turning into other creatures. Like they got fangs and legs coming out of their arms and everything, and so in order to you have to you sit on a bunch of missions, which requires you to go in and do things all alone in this ship infested full of these dead bodies that are coming back to life. That's monsters. And the game has a real cool mood to it because it's dark. Your shadow is cast on walls in a way where you don't know if that's a creature coming after you or if that's you.
Wow.
There's the sound in the game is great. You hear whispering going on the whole time. And you don't know where it's coming from.
Wow.
And and what I mean by it's not scary is because I mean you're a guy who's wearing a big space suit and you got a badass gun.
Right.
So
it sounds like a better version
of Doom,
of Doom, and also of Event Horizons.
well, the game is a mixture of Alien, Event Horizon, and The Thing. All those things pulled together. So if you're a fan of those movies and you like horror video games, and I love horror video games, then this is a badass game, and it's going to be a movie.
They're going all out because I know there's supposed to even be a comic. I mean, there's a comic book
series
out.
too.
Yeah.
So all these video games and movies are going hand in hand now. So and it plays much like a movie too. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Is it available on what consoles is it available?
That's Xbox 360 and the PS3.
Okay.
So no Wii for you.
No Wii. Come on.
But that was a good one, man. Resident Evil.
Oh yeah. I mean, we were playing Resident Evil not too long ago, Part 4. Yeah, which is easily as creepy, and on the Wii, it's incredible.
Well, it starts out creepy, but it moves on to like an action.
It becomes
game.
an action, yeah.
Because the creepy part is when you go into that village.
Oh yeah,
and everybody just goes nuts. The whole village turns on you.
They're cool at first, and then all of a sudden just something snaps.
You see a dude
they start
milking
attacking
a cow.
your ass with a cleaver. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And people pushing eggs and shit, and they're talking Spanish to each other. And they see you, and they're like, "Oh Lord, asshole,
gringo!"
And that music kicks in.
Maricon,
yo, americano, pinche americano.
Well, Maricon is
whatever. I don't
know. We won't get into that. What that is.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our Halloween video game.
There you go.
One classic though, I gotta recommend if you want to get something for the kids, strictly for the kids. And something for the adults who want to like have some good flashback memories.
Yeah,
I go every Halloween putting this on. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
There you go, The Great Pumpkin. Yeah, even though it depresses me sometimes, all them damn Charlie Brown episodes depress me.
Man, it is depressing.
Yeah.
It's like it's Charles Schultz. You got to read his book. That was that fool was disturbed.
Is it anything like the? To be honest, I've never read any of his stuff, but is it like the movies? As far as like the tone, I know sometimes like stuff like that, it usually takes on a bit of a darker tone.
Man, you talking about something scary for Halloween? Charles Schultz was disturbed. Everybody remembers him as being lovable with Snoopy, but you read his book, he had some issues, man. Like
really?
He held grudges up. Now this is the book. I don't know.
Well, I hear the same thing about the guy who wrote Winnie the Pooh. Like those are
apparently if you write shit about cute animals, you got problems.
Yeah.
I love Charles Schultz to death, man. That guy is one of my heroes. My ultimate hero, probably one of the biggest influences on my life. But that motherfucker had grudges against people in high school till the day he died.
Wow.
And I think a lot of that had to do, because a lot of his early stuff with Charlie Brown is for children. It's pretty dark, man. And what I mean by dark, maybe dark is the wrong word. It was very heavy in tone, especially for children.
Yeah.
I mean, The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, is just about children's hopes being dashed, man.
Right. You probably understand it more as an adult as you would if you were a kid reading it.
It's funny when you're a kid because it's funny. Everybody knows The Great Pumpkin. Linus is waiting for The Great Pumpkin. He turns down, making out with Charlie Brown's sister, and he turns down going to cool parties and trick or treating.
Yeah.
He's out in that fucking pumpkin patch all night long, and nobody. And Charlie Brown's little sister tries to be cool with it. She's like, I believe in you, and it's all about having faith in someone. And not only is that person getting their hopes dashed, but you believed in someone who let you down.
I know.
Because the Great Pumpkin never shows up.
Yeah.
And when they do think it's him, it's Snoopy fucking with them. He comes up as the Red Baron.
The asshole. Yeah. Snoopy was an asshole.
and it's so funny because there's no Great Pumpkin, but Linus is convinced that he said, if the Great Pumpkin shows up, oh no, I said if. And so he's convinced that because you're never supposed to say if, you're supposed to say when.
When.
It's almost like this whole rant against religion. I mean, in a way, it's like the moment you just say the wrong thing, all your hopes come dashing down.
Wow.
Yeah. So and I recommend this for kids.
Yeah.
No, but kids can watch it. I mean, it has a great soundtrack. It plays the Linus and Lucy at the dun 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 dun.
I know the song chorus.
Everybody knows that. That's the jam, boy.
It is. It is. The jam.
It has the great sequence with Snoopy acting as the Red Baron. Has that great gag of Charlie Brown, who's always a fuck up, who can't. He cuts the ghost costume with holes in it, and he keeps getting rocks. People, but even the adults don't like him. They're like, "Oh, it's a fucking Charlie Brown. Give him a rock."
What did he really do? Is there something that they're not showing us? Like, was this guy throwing shit at people's houses? What's going on? There's that asshole Charlie Brown, shithead Brown,
Doo-doo Brown.
There you go.
But that fool, man, he could never catch a break. As a matter of fact, this isn't Halloween, but I recommend that a lot of people watch a really great movie called what? That was the one with Charlie Brown, A Boy Named Charlie Brown. Mm-hmm. It has a great song at the end. It's just a boy named Charlie, a boy named Charlie Brown. But in it, Charlie Brown goes to the spelling bee.
Mm. Oh yeah,
do you remember that?
Yes,
and it's
I do remember.
Movie,
wow,
man.
It's been forever since
he goes to a spelling bee, and then everybody's like really behind him. They say, "For once in your life, you ain't fucking up, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
He's got something good he can do." He goes there, and he's one of the last two people in the spelling bee, and they maybe one of the last three, and they ask him to spell beagle. His dog is a beagle.
Yeah.
He fucks it up. And he goes, it's depressing, man. He goes home. And nobody's waiting for him at the bus station.
Right.
It's all quiet.
It's just him and Snoopy, right?
I think so, because Snoopy went to go find him.
Yeah.
No dogs allowed.
Oh, there you go.
Because he's looking for him.
I remember that.
Because, that's it. Linus goes with them. Uh-huh. And Linus is sick because Charlie Brown's fucked up. Mm-hmm. Linus is sick because he has that addiction to that blanket. Yeah, and his blanket gets taken away. He's going through withdrawals, so I think Snoopy tries to bring him his blanket back. Mm-hmm. And everywhere Snoopy goes, like goes to the library, no dogs allowed. Yeah. But they finally get this. When they come back, nobody's waiting on them. Linus and Charlie Brown get home. Mm-hmm. Charlie Brown just goes home and just says, "Fuck it, man." Mm-hmm. He hides under the covers, like he has the shades down, and it has one of the most poignant endings for an animated film I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Linus comes in, and he pretty much doesn't come in and say, "This is what's great about this." He doesn't come in like a kids movie would take and say, "Oh, we love you, Charlie Brown. Yes. Oh, we were wrong." No, everybody just says, "Fuck it, we're not gonna talk to Charlie Brown." But Linus comes over. He doesn't give him a pep talk. He's like, "Hey, Charlie Brown, you know what, man? Did you notice the world didn't come to an end?"
There you go.
And Charlie Brown's like, "You know what? I guess it didn't." He gets up, puts on his shoes, goes out to try and kick that football. Lucy pulls, the bitch that she is pulling that football. She pulls it out, and she's like, and he falls on his back, and she's
classic
like,
scene.
"Hey, welcome home, Charlie Brown." And it's like, "Hey, man, that's cool."
Charlie, my life. Oh well.
You're right though. What did Charlie Brown do, man?
I have no clue. We'll never know.
That you know that he grew up to.
He was a Klansman. That's what he was. That's what it was.
When Charlie Brown, when the camera wasn't on him, Charlie Brown was talking to Snoopy. Now those fucking niggers come in our yard. I want you to bite them, okay? That fucking nigger mailman that comes by.
Snoopy dresses up as a Red Baron, looking for him, looking for the blacks. Here come the coloreds. No blacks allowed.
God, get your dog, man. Get your dog. Try to deliver the mail.
There you go.
But anyway, so that's that, man.
Oh, yes, real quick, another movie to throw in is Evil Dead 2. Obviously, that's an obvious one. We don't even have to go into that. Yeah. But do you remember a film that came out? It came out on television, and it was called Night of the Scarecrow.
No,
you don't remember that?
I don't. I honestly do not remember that.
Okay, no. This is. I don't even know if it's available. If you can find it on VHS on eBay or somebody threw it on DVD. But I remember seeing it was a TV movie, and it's probably by far one of the creepiest TV movies I've ever seen. It's basically about this in the small town. I think it was in Kansas. A kid gets killed. And now I'm trying to really think hard because I saw it when I was first created, and basically it's the first thing that scared the living shit out of me, only because of a scene at the very end of this film. But basically it revolved around a kid was attacked, and basically. Everyone in the town, including the sheriff, was looking to see who attacked this kid, and they find out that they believe it to be this older guy who was basically he was retarded, and he had his mother. He lived with his mother, who was a really old lady. But basically, they go to find the guy, and they basically ended up killing him and I believe no, they didn't kill his mother, but they ended up killing him. Mm-hmm. So they killed the retarded guy, thinking that he tried to attack a little girl,
like they do all retarded
exactly. And so basically, it becomes a revenge movie where the Scarecrow, basically that's out in this field, starts disappearing every time one of the guys, one of the gang of guys who went to go look for that guy, they start ending up getting killed in weird, mysterious ways. But the Scarecrow, you always notice the Scarecrow. Basically, at the end of the movie, the sheriff ends up getting killed, and the sheriff ends up getting killed by running into a pitchfork that's right in front of the Scarecrow. And the thing is, like, the little girl who is supposedly attacked, what used to be friends with a retarded guy, and that's why they believed it to be him, because they knew that retarded guy liked hanging out with this little girl, and they thought it was creepy.
Yeah.
And but basically, at the end of this film, the little girl walks up to the Scarecrow, and she calls the Scarecrow by the guy's name. And you see the Scarecrow just hanging out, and then it's the only part in the movie that you see the Scarecrow animated, where the Scarecrow just kind of tilts his head down and looks at the little girl, and she's smiling up at him. And the Scarecrow is the creepiest fucking Scarecrow you will ever see in your life. But that one scene, like, just creeped me the hell out. But you got to find this movie. It's just so old, and I wish I could find it on VHS or DVD even. But it's called Night of the Scarecrow. Try to look it up, Google it. But you'll check it out. It's one of the creepiest Scarecrow films.
Damn, makes you wonder what happened. Did they actually finish the retarded guy off? Did he like come back in a Scarecrow?
I guess his spirit came back in a his spirit came back in Scarecrow.
Like Chucky or some shit.
Yeah, it was strange because people were getting killed by like the those big silos where the corn, like some guy gets suffocated because the silo gets turned on and corn
falls
drowns. Corn falls on this guy.
Damn,
and he's
death by
suffocated
corn.
by exactly. And I was like, yikes! I was like, why can't the guy when I was a wee robot, I was like, how come the guy can't eat his way out? What's that? What's the big deal? But
didn't like corn.
Man, but I tell you what, the mood of this movie, it was creepy, and it had one of those old style like NBC like TV movies where it was shot on film.
Movie, huh?
It was a TV movie. It was shot on film.
But it
came out like around, I want to say like around the mid 70s or so.
Damn, for a TV movie, that's wild.
Yeah,
man.
But I tell you what, that shot is probably one of the creepiest shots I've ever seen. I still think about that shot every Halloween. Whenever I see scarecrows out, when people have their scarecrows, I think about that scene. That he was just hanging.
You start screaming.
And looking at that little girl. The creepiest thing was that little girl was out in the dark in front of this cornfield, talking to this scarecrow. Because throughout the movie, people would look over and see the little girl talking to the scarecrow once in a while, and you thought maybe that's like her magic, like one of her friends.
Yeah,
or something
they kill a retarded friend, so now she's talking to the scarecrow.
Yeah, but then you put it together at the end that it's basically the spirit of the guy's name is Bubba. The retarded guy was named Bubba, I believe. Yeah, so
Bubba the retarded guy.
Yeah, and oh my God,
Bubba,
look for it.
Bubba Gump.
That's something to look for.
It was Bubba from Forrest Gump.
It might be. Yeah, it might be on YouTube for all I know, but. Check it out, Corey. You would love this.
All right, I'll see if I can find it, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of shit I've been trying to find. Like I said, I tried to find that Mad Monsters thing. I couldn't find.
You don't have that on DVD?
I got Mad Monster Party.
That's right. Okay.
And
I bet you I'll find it.
I'll try to find this too, man. It's I would love to see that.
Oh, dude,
they had a bunch of crazy shit like with Night in it, like Night of the Gargoyles. They had a movie, and it was a movie about these. It was a '70s movie, and apparently in the '70s they had a lot of Night of something.
Yes,
Night of the Gargoyles,
Night of the Living Dead. I'm sure. Just that movie. Yeah, basically, spawned that.
Night of the Lepus with the killer rabbits.
Right.
So. Anyway, all right. And it was always a killer something, like killer gargoyles, killer scarecrows, and killer rabbits. It should make a movie
killer cockroaches. Oh, yeah.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and... do we cover everything we need to cover?
I think so, yeah.
All right, then.
I can't think of anything else.
All right. That's the Halloween recommendations there.
There you go. Have fun with that.
Okay, so now we can go ahead and finally get on to what is... the real purpose of this show.
The point of the show.
Well, I guess it's kind of getting away from that.
I won't even say it's the point. We just
bullshit.
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
We can get into some emails right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, go ahead and get into our first email here. The first one is from I can't read this person's name. Chahadi. Well, you know who you are when I read your email.
M. Night Shyamalan.
It says, let's see. I'd just like to know your thoughts on a few anime movies that have been universally known as masterpieces. More specifically, I'm focusing on Spirited Away, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and Howl's Moving Castle. I feel that these movies are amazing, and I'd just like to hear what you think of them. Let me see. Look, okay, first of all, I mean, let me just say, Akira is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's still one of my favorite movies, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
even though I still don't know what the hell's going on, I still love watching it.
No, I've watched this movie for years, don't know what the hell is happening.
I'm always like, every year, maybe I'll get a little bit smarter, and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, and you can. You'll be able to like piece it bit by bit every year. Like, oh, I missed that piece.
Like maybe I should read that big ass comic book it's based on.
Yeah, exactly. No, when
like,
you get through, no, that's all right. Yeah, because it's based on a comic book series that's big. Because I remember reading the comic book series for a little while and thinking like, oh, this will help me figure it out. And I'm like, this ain't nothing like the movie.
Yeah,
and that shit went on and on. I mean, it's like they got huge books collected behind that. But Akira, directed by a guy Katsuhiro Otomo. I think he co-wrote it and he directed the movie.
Yeah,
a bunch of animation houses in Japan did it. That is actually one of the most influential movies coming from Japan. In fact, maybe that's why you can't understand. You got to be Japanese to understand this shit. They were out there, man.
You need some noodles.
Yeah, but that movie has had a big influence on animation here in America, not just anime, but on animation period as an industry. It helped also usher in a new adult age of animation, and because Japanese have been all about
like Legend of the Demon Womb.
What the hell is that?
You never seen those? I can't think of the actual title. It's like Yuka Tokashaka or something crazy like that.
That sounds like one of those movies where you got tentacles coming out. That's
exactly what it is. I think that series basically invented that craziness. Where I saw one of those by accident. The Dolby Theater was like notorious for playing any kind of Japanime that was coming out, and I was like, "Oh, look, Japanime! I'm gonna go check it out." And then the first 5 minutes, you see demons with dicks coming out like snakes, raping and attacking women. And I'm like, "What the hell? What the hell am I watching?" That's all it is, like one big rape scene. And I was like, "What's the plot? Just rape, demons raping the
all
world."
That kind of stuff I'm not into. Look, let me tell you something. A lot of people think I make fun of anime and I don't like it. I love anime. Anime is one of the biggest influences on me growing up. I mean, because when I was a kid, I was always like, why do people treat animation like it's just kid stuff? Because every now and then you'd find those movies about Ralph Bakshi or something, and everybody would say, oh,
heavy metal.
Yeah, heavy metal. Yeah, one of my favorite things, man. And people say, oh, that's kid stuff. I'm like, well, why you say that? Because it's a cartoon. It's like, I don't even like to use the term cartoon for that. It's an animated film, and people be like, whatever, man. And I was like, it's cool shit if you just look at
hogwash.
Yeah, hogwash and poppycock. These funny pictures you walk in.
I don't stand for baloney.
But so the only place to get it where they actually, as an industry, treated animation as an adult art form was in Japan, and there was a lot of stuff over in Japan that I would watch, and Akira was one of those things that I was just heavily looking forward to. But this animation as overall, though, today you say something like Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away. That guy's name is I think it's Hayao Miyazaki, and I love his films. Howl's Moving Castle is not one of my favorites.
It was okay. I saw it not too long ago, and I just thought it was all right. But no, Spirited Away is incredible.
Spirited Away
is
great.
Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke. What was the movie that he did that had giant bugs and a girl who rode around on like some little
giant bugs?
It was, I
know there was one with a cat that was like a bus. God damn it! What's the name of that? The one where the cat is like a bus. Yeah.
I'm thinking of other things. He did a lot of. I'm talking about adult stuff, but Hayao Miyazaki did a lot of things that were like great family entertainment. Kiki's Delivery Service.
There you go.
You remember that with the witch who had the delivery service who rode around? It sort of looked kind of like Europe and Italy.
Yeah.
And then there's Porco the guy with the pilot with the pig's head.
Yeah.
I know these movies sound crazy, people, but you should anybody who's into animation or anime, anything, watch this guy's movies. He's a brilliant, visionary guy. Man, I
He's
really,
he's the equivalent to their Disney over there. I would believe.
yes,
I
he
mean,
is. As a matter of fact, he's kind of shying away from computer animated stuff. His next movie is going to be, he says, all done traditionally, pencil, paper,
wow.
cells. Now, why anybody would want to do
Yeah.
that shit today,
Yeah.
I do not know. But
we'll wait and see what happens with that.
but yeah, no, the My Friend Totoro.
There you go.
That's
My
the one-
friend Totoro. That is right.
One with
Yeah.
the cat that turns into
Yeah.
a bus. Is
I
like,
thought that scene was just really cool. I mean, it's visually, I was like, wow, it's a short scene, but it really floored me watching that cat. Like it was a bus cat.
Yeah. No, that's just like his Alice in Wonderland in
Yeah.
a way. In fact, I really believe that this director was influenced by Alice in
Oh
Wonderland.
yeah, you
because
can't help. Yeah,
a lot of his,
the way the cat looks. I mean,
oh yeah,
it,
it's a
obviously-
Cheshire cat.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of his protagonists in the movie are little girls, little heroines, little heroin addicts. No,
Awesome.
no, they're like little girls. Like if you look at Kiki's Delivery Service, you look at Spirited Away, you look at something like My Friend Totoro, his children. I mean, all the imagery and
Yeah.
going to another world that's kind of weird and almost absurdist.
Talking frogs.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, Spirited Away, another movie that makes no fucking sense
Yeah.
to me at all. At
To
least,
you.
yeah, but it's a
It made
great
some
movie.
sense to me, but yeah,
It's a great movie.
it
though.
is great. I love watching it.
And as a matter of fact, if you just want to watch these guys' movies visually, then I mean, they're amazing to watch. There's so much shit going
Oh
on
yeah,
right now.
I know there's some pretty amazing box sets that you can find of that guy's work. So go to those places where you find that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and pick them up.
But they've the Japanese, they do great things with science fiction. I mean, a lot of that stuff, giant robot stuff. It's kind of corny in a way.